you're gonna have a dumbbell up, remember, and this one down,
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
and then you're gonna just up, up, up. It's harder when it's down, right? You can keep it up if you want, or you can keep it down. All right, and then you
All
alternate.
right.
We're gonna
All
do
right.
the
So we
12
got
10.
the static the flat bench static press, and we're
Yes,
doing
sir.
you said 15, 12, 10, and then the 8 drop set.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. All right, so what's the story? Please,
All right,
I'm dying
all
to
right.
hear this
So,
story.
so,
That's
so,
going.
so
I
when I
want to
was
hear this story you're going to tell. That's going to justify Jogan. That guy,
no,
Jogan.
but no
What
more
you got?
so not Joe Rogan, man, because you can't control people, man. You can't control what they do, right? These people are gonna exist for the to the end of time, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm more controlling our response, right? Or yeah, like how we react to this. So I was in this camp up in Maine, man. Me and Ernest Brandon, right? We're up at this camp up in Maine. I forget the town. I think it was called the camp was called Newsport or something like that.
Yep.
And pretty much had a little altercation with one of the guys up there. And long story short, man, he turned around, he called me the word, blah blah blah. Things happen, whatever have you, right? So when I'm in I guess they sent us to this judiciary board, like basically to try to say, okay, whether or not we're gonna stay in the camp or try to resolve these issues or whatever. Um, and they basically gave Buddy the spiel like, yo, um, what he said, what this word they use, hick, like, do you know what a hick means? Like, and he's like, well, would you like being called that? I guess a hick is a term for like a townie or something like that, somebody that's been somewhere forever and it's not going anywhere. I don't know, man. I really don't understand the significance of it, but when the hot lamp was on me, basically they were just kind of chastising me for my actions, right? There was no sympathy. You understand what I'm saying? There was no
What were
sympathy
your actions? Oh, so they were chastising you for like your
for
part in the
reacting.
altercation.
Yes, for reacting to it. And it was one of those things where they're basically looking at me like, I should know better. We don't condone this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like looking at this group of white men, right? And they're basically saying, I don't feel what you feel. This is not justified. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get it. But what you did was wrong. It didn't matter. And that was a wake up call for me because it was like, why am I going to allow myself to get flustered by something like that can get me into trouble in their world? They don't care. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck about that word. They don't give a fuck how it's used and how it hurts your feelings, man. They don't care. And you are accountable for your actions regardless. So how you react to it is important. It really is. And we have to stop giving it power because who are we crying to? Who are we crying to when we're hurt by these things? Who do we want to pat on our heads and rub our back and tell us that it's okay? You understand what I'm saying? We're looking for them to say, oh yeah, man, that was wrong. That was terrible. We're gonna punish to the fifth degree. Like no, I mean we're looking crazy out here, right? So that's when I woke up and I said, man, I'm no longer gonna give this term any power over me, man. I'm never gonna put myself in a compromising position because there's people like that exist everywhere, and they're gonna push our buttons, bro. They're gonna get us. So again, so now that I'm hearing Buddy say it, I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck at all. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. I get it. It's a respect thing, right? It's one of those things where it's like, yo, you can't be saying this, but like we got bigger fish to fry. Real talk. Um, and if we're gonna continue with this monkey on our back, man, then I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure we're gonna really make it too far. So it's like, look, let them have it. Let them have it, man. These days the kids say this shit. So they call each other that, like they say, like they say the word dude, right?
So before we
We're
get there, before we get there, go ahead and get your set in. I already got two in.
all right.
Let me go ahead and respond to this bullshit that you just said. No
Yeah.
disrespect. I mean, fuck
Hey.
Mo Jogan. Fuck any white person that wants to say nigger. That's my word, and we're gonna talk about it in a little later. That's our word. It's not your word, all right? But
Nah.
beyond that, before we even get there, we'll get there in our second circuit.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't
No,
want it.
it's my turn. It's my turn. Nope, it's my turn.
All right.
So before we even get there, okay, just don't say it. Just say N-word. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying it on purpose because you know it's going to incite something out of a certain group of people. So that shows who you are and what you are. Whenever someone outside of our ethnicity uses the N-word and says nigger, especially white people, knowing of the history, even if you don't know the etymology of it, even if you don't feel it, you don't feel what it does to us, like you said, right? I get that. right? But you still use it strategically and on purpose because you're trying to incite a certain emotion. You're trying to degenerate, or you're trying to put down another group of people, regardless of how you say it, because there is an alternative. Rojogan, you could have said N-word. You could have said that, like they're pushing and like black professors are even pushing this in classrooms and in universities. They're saying, look, don't say nigger. Use the N-word, even though we're speaking about it objectively, or we're speaking about it in terms of a topic or a subject. We're still just going to use it as N-word because we don't know what kind of reaction it will invoke. All right, it invokes pain for certain people. You're saying forget the pain. Okay, I can understand that. I can get that. You're saying don't let it make you react in a certain way. Okay, I can understand that. I can get that. You got to be the captain of your own fate and the master of your ship and all that shit, right? I get that, right? Don't let these white folks get the best of you by just using one word, and it makes you go into a fucking frenzy and prove that you're the monstrous ape that they were trying to say that you are. I get that. But don't use the word. Don't use the word, because what happens if a police officer who's supposed to be an upstanding, law-abiding person, they are enforcing the laws of this land. When a police officer approaches your car, if you act in a certain way, you will get treated in a certain way. You can call a police officer a pig all you want, but they're probably gonna bust you upside your head with their baton, or they're probably gonna arrest you on some trumped up charges, right? So you can go ahead and say whatever you want to say in this supposed free land of America with freedom of speech, but you call a police officer a pig one too many times, and see how long your ride home, or see how long your night ends up being. Right? You quickly turn a polite traffic stop into like a hospital visit if you keep using that word pig. You know why? Because you shouldn't do it. Because like everybody in this country knows that to call a pig is saying that they're an animal. It's saying that they're not human. It's dehumanizing of a police officer in the position that they chose to their profession. And they know that. And they know that you're trying to invoke a certain spirit out of them. So when you say that word, you usually get what is coming to you. And I feel the same way with white folks not saying N-word and saying nigger. You don't get to put an A on it. You don't get to do none of that shit. You could say N-word, you can say that. If you're trying to talk about it as a topic or subjectively or intellectually or for educational purposes like Joe Rogan was claiming, which the compilation video does not show. It just shows him smiling and saying nigga this and nigga that, right? Like he understands, right? That's what the compilation shows, him being a fucking asshole, right? But if you want to talk about it subjectively in educational fashion, do it, but say N-word. Don't fucking say the word, because when you walk outside of your podcast studio and you get bust upside your face, you're gonna want police officers who also might be niggas to protect you. You're gonna want a judge to uphold the law that you can't be assaulted for saying the word, and the judge might be a nigga too. Don't say it. Period. That's how I feel. Just don't say it. And it leads me to my next question. My next question is, why the fuck do they want to say it so bad? Why do they want to say it so bad?
So I love that. But let me just respond real quick. I'm gonna just say, man, it's not our word. I don't think it's our word. It's just like soul food, how we appropriated. We're basically celebrating soul food for what it is. The ingenuity of Black folks to take the scraps of a pig or whatever animal, beast of the land, and actually make it into a delicacy. Right? It's something that we don't need to do anymore. Okay, we don't need to appropriate anything negative and call it ours, bro. We need to create new culture. Okay, they can have that word. They can keep it. Why do they want to say it so bad, bro? And it's not even the fact that like, okay, I hate Black people, man. It's just that you're not going to tell motherfuckers that created this land, okay, that created this fucking country for themselves, that you can't do something.
That's like, what it is. Thank you.
I can't.
That's what it is.
I can't. Right. So that's exactly. But again, if you have knowledge, like I said, if you're cognizant of the plight, it shouldn't fuck with you, right? Honestly, knowledge is power, man. And I don't feel like, because I think part of us, the reason why we hold so dear to it is because we feel like that's our get back. We feel like, okay, he said that, he gonna get fired. We want some form of dominion when it comes to that shit. That's the last thing we want dominion over. just I guess intellectual property, bro. It's garbage. It doesn't make sense to me. So again, I think the premise of it all is like you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot say. And obviously, this man is somewhat rebellious. I mean, he started his own fighting network or fighting league, whatever have you, and basically he's brazen. But what I'm trying to say is that the man has cojones, man. He has balls. He's not gonna, he's a go-getter. He's not a lightweight dude. So you're not gonna tell a guy like that what to do and how to say or how to move, right? Until
yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Well, no.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
yeah,
prior.
Let that
I'm
man,
talking about
let that
prior.
man,
Hold
let
on,
that man,
man. Hold on. I'm
let
talking
that
about
man,
prior.
let Rogan with all his big
Are you
cojones
bugging?
who started
bugging.
this UFC shit. No, you bugging. Let Rogan with his big cojones who started this fighting company. Let him step in the ring with one of these black dudes, one of these niggas that's busting niggas ass right now. Let him step in the ring with them right now.
It's not a physical
And
thing,
let's see
homie.
if we gonna stop. Let's see if we gonna stop him.
Right, but see, that's the thing. It's not the physical. Like we lose physically. We lose physically.
No, we don't
you know
lose
what I'm saying?
physically. We don't.
Yes,
lose
we do.
physically.
It doesn't make sense because again, we
don't.
lose. We lose as we when we respond to these things in this negative term in this negative manner. So like I said, take context of the story I gave you, bro. I was about to get kicked out of the camp because of what I said. I get it, but I was about to get excommunicated, bro.
Let that shit happen now. Let that shit happen now.
But I get it.
What'll happen? What'll happen?
But do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Like it doesn't make sense to lose your sensibility for a word. Okay,
I get that, but you're also telling me that
have you been
should be able to say the word. Yes, I've been called a nigga before.
I think no. But the thing is, our oppression is different than our fathers, and different than our grandfathers, different than our great grandfathers. You understand what I'm saying? Bro. So no, it's different, bro. We're not in front of fire hoses and German shepherds, man. You know what I mean? It's a different vibe right now. We have more say, we have more rights, we have more what's the word? Influence. Okay, it's a little different. All right. It's not the same. So like for us to continuously feel a certain way about a word. Now we're talking about physical action, or we're talking about like systemic racism, or whatever have you. Yeah, I mean that's fine, and I think that they're doing just that, right? People are responding the way they need to. But again, to be able to, depending on, like I said, like how much offense you take to the word, because I really don't. I honestly, like the way I see it is just, it is a word. It's in our vocabulary. It's something that in our history, it's in American history, and it's time to let sleeping dogs lie. Like it is what it is, man. It happened. It happened in the past, and again, the longer we keep dwelling, because they're not going to stop, Jay. They're not going to stop.
Hold on one second. Let's move on to the last part of this circuit.
It was your workout.
Yeah.
It was your workout.
It'll be the dumbbell fly. We're gonna do it on a flat bench, right? And we're gonna do halfway up. So when in a normal fly,
let me see.
In a normal fly, you'll come right here, and then you'll come up here, right? Right. Instead of coming all the way up and letting those dumbbells touch like that, we're gonna stay right here.
Oh, partial. Yeah,
a little halfway up.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna feel that on the outside of your pec, and when you get up off the bench, you're gonna feel like you ever see them dudes where they walk around like this, so you know that they worked out.
With the imaginary lat syndrome and shit.
Yeah, imaginary lat
ILS.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Relax. Yeah, this one is a good one. I don't like that I get it. You're saying every time a white person calls you a nigga or says the word nigga, you can't run around punching in the face because it's gonna be the opposite of progress. We're gonna be put in jail and it's gonna rape our pockets and rape our families and all that shit, right? I know.
We got their buttons. We got their buttons.
What you mean?
Got their buttons. No, what I mean is they
can't push our buttons. Okay. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, and they're already doing it. They're already doing it.
What you said was too far left. What you said was, he should be able to say the word.
Yeah, I think anybody should. I think anybody should. I think like again, what are we holding dear to? You know what I'm saying? What are we really like? Honestly, what is? You're going to tell a group of people, you're going to tell a mass of people, the rest of the world, you cannot say this because, or you cannot use this term. I mean, that's going to, I mean, honestly, you can't stop that. Again, you could basically say, okay, you could do exactly what's happening. You could hurt their pockets. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do. You could respond. you can respond. But like to tell to the mass, the world that, hey man, that word is off limits for good. That's not realistic.
I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing to sunder.